With the lockdowns imposed all over the nations owing to the pandemic, dynamic in the digital world, especially online games, have been observed. With the arrival of better and more affordable mobile phones and cheaper and faster internet packages across global, playing games on mobile is the future of gaming. Our objective to keep you entertained during these times of isolation continues with the list of top 7 upcoming games that you definitely should be hyped for. Number 7. Diablo Immortal, a port of the original MMORPG, developed by Blizzard Entertainment. Diablo Immortal is one of the mobile releases that everyone have been anticipating this 2021. Initially announced back in 2018, Diablo Immortal met with some controversy, as fans weren't enthused by the idea of a mobile Diablo experience. But with time and some more information on the game, the tide began to turn. A trailer was released in July last year that showed off the gameplay, giving a glimpse of the ferocious fiery Diablo and his hordes of denizens. In early 2021, some select publications were given access to an early alpha version of the game, and their positive reactions have raised hopes. According to IGN, Diablo Immortal is great, a proper new entry in the series, and not a watered-down mobile lookalike as some fear. The game has all the classic hack-and-slash action, but with a control scheme and gameplay that's optimized for mobile. Blizzard has already confirmed that Diablo Immortal will be free to play and will be playable exclusively on Android, iPhone, and iPad. Number 6. Pokémon Unite. One of the best things a Pokémon fan can expect in 2021 is a Pokémon mobile MOBA game. The game lets you take direct control of some of your favorite Pokémons in a 5 vs 5 arena battle. The standard MOBA formula has been adapted for Pokémon. Although the gameplay is similar to popular MOBAs like League of Legends or Dota 2, there are 2 lanes instead of 3 and no turrets. It has 2 teams of 5 players with different attacks and abilities going head-to-head on a multi-lane map. The main objective isn't to destroy an enemy base, it is to score more points than the opposition by banking points you've earned in one of the 5 scoring areas on the opposition side of the map. Points are earned through catching wild Pokémons, which appear across the map and need defeating to capture. However, the enemy team can decide to engage you in battles, either to guard their scoring zones, slow down your efforts in racking up points, or distract from another player sneaking into a scoring zone. Tencent's Taimai Studios is developing the game. In the West, the studio is best known for its work on Call of Duty Mobile. The company didn't say when the game will launch though, so it's all a waiting game. Pokémon Unite will be free to start and available on Nintendo Switch and mobile devices, with crossplay support included. Number 5. Dauntless Mobile. Dauntless is one of the most popular action role-playing video game developed by Phoenix Labs. It makes you step into the shoes of a slayer, and your job is to take down monsters known as behemoths. The place is in a fantasy setting and is simply amazing. You can hunt solo or team up with up to 3 other slayers. With every kill, you get crafting materials that you can then use to make weapons to take on even scarier monsters. There are 18 handcrafted islands with vivid plants, creatures, and monsters in-game. The game features every element of role-playing video game. Needless to say, Dauntless is one of the most epic upcoming mobile game. It is available for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. The developer said the mobile version of the game is currently in the early concept phase, but the Dauntless mobile version has been put on the back burner. Developer Phoenix Labs explains on its website that the decision comes as the group decides to buckle down on improving the Monster Hunter-like on current platforms in response to players' thoughts, and they did not provide an exact timeframe for when it will be released. Number 4. The Witcher Monster Slayer. Fan favorite series, The Witcher got a hit Netflix show earlier this year, and now it's time for a brand new mobile game. The Witcher Monster Slayer, developed by CD Projekt Red, is a game similar to Pokémon Go. It is an immersive combat mobile game that uses the power of augmented reality similar to Harry Potter Wizards Unite and Pokémon Go. Except instead of dealing with friendly pocket monsters, players face off against a much deadlier and murderous monster variety. This AR game looks very promising, since it lets its players step into the role of a swordsman to take down different monsters, encountered in various locations around the world. Fans will be delighted with Monster Slayer, not just because of its combat and hunting system, but also because it allows players to equip bombs and certain oils before battles. The game promises console-quality visuals and a robust crafting system to make potions, traps, and more. As of now, there is no confirmed release date, but Android players can pre-register for the game's soft launch on the official Witcher website for early access. Since the developers are only releasing an early access version, the game can be expected to change quite a bit once the final version is released later on. Although the game launched softly on Android, it's only a matter of time before the iOS version releases. Number 3. Odin Valhalla Rising. Odin Valhalla Rising is an upcoming free-to-play Korean MMORPG. The special thing about this game is its graphics, and the game is built on Unreal Engine 4 to achieve such great graphics. From the human character present in the game, to all kinds of animals and monsters have also been created very closely and with 3D scanning and motion capture technology. According to Lionheart Studio, there will be no map loading at all, a large open world complete with flight-based travel and more. They've already confirmed to let us travel between Midgard, Jotunheim, Niflheim, and Alfheim, 4 of the most iconic realms in Norse mythology. The combat system of this game will be combos of weapons and magic. In order to make the gameplay experience better, the character's movement has been closely worked out, which will be visible in the character's movement, as well as our character can climb the mountain like Assassin's Creed games. Details are still a little scarce around this title, but it certainly has promise and potential and can be the biggest MMO game in the future. Odin Valhalla Rising is expected to be released on June 30. It will be launched for Android and iOS, but one can pre-register this game on TapTap. Number 2. Townscaper. Townscaper is developed by Oskar Stalberg and published by Raw Fury. It was launched for PC on June 30, 2020, and now it has been announced by Raw Fury's social media handle that the Townscaper game will also be launched for mobile and Nintendo Switch soon. If you haven't already heard of it, it's one of the most relaxing and satisfying city-building games ever released. There are no objectives or narrative elements, just empty space waiting to be developed. The game has one simple goal: make a town however you see fit. You can choose what homes to add, the colors, the designs, the functions, etc., all of which sits on a tiny island out in the middle of the ocean as you create a brand new location for people to visit. There's a bit of a sim aspect to it, but not in a competitive or goal-oriented sense. You just have the chance to build your own island nation. The Townscaper is coming to Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android later this summer of 2021. Number 1. Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier. The legendary Square Enix production Final Fantasy is now coming to leave its mark in the mobile gaming world. Square Enix has announced a brand new battle royale title set in a familiar world, Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier. Set 30 years before the events of the original game, this shooter will put you in the shoes of a soldier candidate to battle it out in iconic game locations. It pits players in a giant battle to be the last soldier standing. You can choose between 3 classes: warrior, monk, and sorcerer. You can take on other players using melee and magic attacks as well as traditional summons. Beyond just shooting, you gain access to several magical abilities, like shielding, healing, and even summoning. The beta begins June 1 and concludes June 7. It'll be available for both iOS and Android, and you'll need to register to participate, which you can do at the game's official website. We hope these games give you something to look forward to and help you plan your gaming schedule for the near future. Let us know in the comment which game from the list excites you the most. Stay curious, stay informed. If the video has helped you in any sort, please give it a thumbs up. To not miss out on any of the future videos of InformNation, do subscribe.